When we had last left Team Bald, they finally wrapped up their check-ins around the circus, following the tragic demise of Dribbles the Clown, or at least a doppelganger pretending to be them, and set off to find Dribbles, and indeed found their hand. One of perhaps many parts that would eventually manifest in some way. And so they traveled out to the neighboring temple, the Temple of Ilmater, of the open hand, open palm, something like that. And it was there that they were made privy to a murder of one of the higher ranking members of the temple. Indeed, in an attempt to help out one of the refugees, they were slain. Refugee as well was also slain in the process. And a little flying golden elephant, a helephant, I think it was on the case and was not doing a very good job at it either. But nonetheless, so too was Team Bald on the case to investigate the true nature of the murder. Now it was time to investigate a few leads, head on into the burial zones, and much more. This is Baldur's Gate 3. Welcome back. Let me unhide all that, and as you can perhaps see, I did go through with respeccing my character back to one of the very earliest builds that we were trying out. The the School of Swords, I think it is. Let's see here. Let's do a quick look. Or hang on. Through this way. But also, so much more. I got 3 levels in Rogue, specifically Thief, and 1 level in Fighter. No subclass, of course, just 1 level. And the rest, we will continue down the Bardley road of things. So originally, what I was thinking, should I divvy things up and go between Rogue and Fighter? Or should I go Rogue, 3 Rogue, 1 Fighter, or just 4 Rogue? So as to get a feat. And I looked at all the what we stood to gain from the extra feat, and I don't know, like it was a toss-up between like, okay, do I want to equip a shield, or do I want to wield like a more powerful weapon or something like that? Do I want like different armor? Because that would probably be what I went with, because once we get to level 8, I think Bard will go with 2 extra points in Charisma. But otherwise, kind of don't need it. Because 1 point in Fighter gets you kind of all of that, right? Just 1 point in Fighter just gets you everything. It got us higher armor. So, this... What do you call it? This version of Bard. I'm not sure. I think School of Swords... I think by default, it can use medium armor, so not that big of a deal, right? Not that big of a change. Though, we could use heavy armor if we wanted, but hey, probably not going to on account of we have pretty decent decks, right? So we would lose out on at least 2 AC from that. Also, however, it does free up our other equipment slots, right? Because the boots and the helmet, for instance, if we found something there, I'm not sure, like if we found heavy boots that we would want to equip, well, we now have the freedom to do that, right? Which I don't know if we'll do that. I don't know. It depends on what kind of boots we find. More importantly, we have access to a whole lot of weapons and shields. So I took this shield off of, I think it was... Did I take it off of Jaheira? Yeah, I think so, actually. Yeah, gosh, I actually forgot to give Jaheira back a shield. She should probably be wielding one. Right? Hang on, let me go back to camp real quick and get her a shield real fast. Let's see. There we are. Good. And probably, let's see, what do we want? The ensnaring strike. Thorny vines. Eh. Yeah, I don't know. What kind of shield should we get? Maybe we'll just throw a generic one on her, or we could pull one off of like, yeah, Shadowheart. Oh, hang on, Helson's got one. While the wielder is holding a weapon empowered with Shillelagh, and when they are hit by a melee attack, the attacker takes 3 piercing. Okay. Not great, but if anyone's going to get use out of it, it would be her. Right? Yeah. Okay. So let's move that to Jaheira. There we are. Okay, but for myself, I got this +1 level 1 spell slot, which oftentimes doesn't mean a lot, but I feel as a bard, I got some decent ones, right? I could throw down Bane. I could, of course, just use Dissonant Whispers or whatever. We've got Tasha's Hideous Laughter, these various, like, charms and entangles and all that crap, right? But otherwise, I think some decent stuff, you know? So I feel like we'll get decent use out of it, at the very least. We're liable to actually use it to some effect. Whereas, like, for instance, if we had it on Gale, Gale would be more liable to just fire off his higher spell slots and not even bother with the low ones unless we're, like, really, really desperate. So I figure, hey, we'll keep Ketherick's shield on Gale, but even then, that may be, like, unnecessary. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it'd be better the other way around. I feel like that one's good on me. You know, I feel like that one's good on me. But we've still got the Phalar Alluve. We can activate that. I'm not sure how that functions with, like, the extra attack function, so I don't know about actually activating it. But that said, now that we're more heavily armored and all of that, I feel good about potentially using the Shriek version, which is pretty decent. Have a 1d4 penalty to Charisma, Wiz, and Int save throws, as well as 1-4 extra Thunder. Wouldn't be half bad. But it has to be applied to enemies. And like I said, now that we're a lot tankier, feel good about doing that. Even unequipped, a lot of our plus AC equipment, right? Like, I'm not wielding that one cloak, or the boots, or the rings, right? I spread them out to the rest of the party. I think, yeah, Karlach has got the cloak. Let's see. Gale has the boots, and Jaheira has the ring. Also, of note, of course, we've respect all in the name of using Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, which seems absurd. That's why we have 2 or 3 levels in Rogue. That way we can get Thief and have that popping off, because I think at absolute minimum, I should be able to shoot off a ranged attack, and ideally I'm going to shoot off, like, what do you call it here? Yeah, Mobile Flourish, and because I have extra attack, I should be able to get Mobile Flourish, like, 4 weapon attacks off, which will give me, 8 stacks of Arcane Acuity, which I can in turn use to fire off 2 bonus action spells, right? Which seems absurdly good. So, of course, we've got a lot of spells that are a lot harder normally to pull off. Stuff like Hold Person, Fear seems really good as well. Bane, of course. Tasha's Hideous Laughter, also good. These ones, a lot of them are like offensive spells, offensive debuffs that incur, what do you call it? Concentration on you. And so, I've also got this Strange Conduit Ring. While concentrating on a spell, the wearer's weapon attacks deal an additional 1-4 psychic. And when we're in combat, I want to see how, like, well I can weave these things. You know, like, if I can do one Mobile Flourish or whatever it is. Not Mobile Flourish, one Slashing Flourish ranged. and then get 4 stacks of arcane acuity, fire off one of these to where we're concentrating, and then fire off the next ranged attack and all of that, right? Now also, because we have stuff like fear, we have stuff like dissonant whispers, I figured, hey, Bow of the Banshee is going to synergize pretty well for us, unless we're fighting something that is immune to fear. So I thought, at least for now, until we find like a high-powered heavy crossbow or whatever, which we should be able to wield now, we will roll around with the Bow of the Banshee, right? That seems like a weapon that can proc something well, not reliably, I have no idea what the proc chance is, but something that can proc, it'll synergize with us being able to multi-hit thanks to our bardic attacks, right? It's sort of our little special trick. I thought about doing the hand crossbows and all of that, but there's too many conditionals, right? The Hellfire hand crossbow possibly inflicts burning, but you have to be hiding or invisible, so we would have to waste one of our bonus actions to like either do a cunning action hide or self-cast invisibility or something like that, you know? And I just didn't think it was necessarily worth it, right? Better to just have the Bow of the Banshee. And also you run into issues where the range on the hand crossbow is only 15, whereas the short bow has a range of 18, which might be an important distinction, right? It may come into play in a major way. But yeah, keeping an eye out now for like good ranged weapons that we can use on my character. Keeping an eye out for that. Let's see, what else have we changed around? I think that's about the same. The Callous Glow Ring, we've still got that. Boots of Speed, yeah, I changed around boots on Karlach, I think. I really am debating getting that armor we saw, because I do wonder how much I'm discrediting the value of all incoming damage is reduced by 1, because it works really good when an enemy has to like land. When an enemy deals multiple sources of damage in one hit, you know, like for instance, myself, if I'm concentrating, I do 1 to 4 psychic, right? So if I hit myself and I dealt just the baseline 1 extra psychic, I completely mitigate that 1 damage, right? Or if think about it this way, I get hit with like 3 or 4 1d4s from different sources, right? Different like little bonus effects and all of that, right? Like for instance, Karlach has, the wearer gains a 1d4 bonus to throw damage. The wearer deals an additional 2 points of damage against creatures that are illuminated. The weapon itself deals piercing and thunder, and then when it throws, it deals a thunder explosion as well. So would it just be reducing every single source of damage like that? Not every single die, but every single, like, different source, I wonder? I don't know. Something to think about, because in that case, shaving 2 damage off of all those different sources, suddenly, if that type of enemy, like a multi-attacker or, like, a shitload of effects per attack, attacks you, suddenly you just shave off tons of damage from an otherwise super powerful attack, right? Anyway, for Jaheira can wear better armor than this, but we don't really have a lot of medium armor just laying around, so I gave her my old stuff, right? I don't know, seems to work out fine, I guess. I thought about the Gloves of Baneful Striking. Whenever you deal damage with a weapon attack, the target receives, and it's guaranteed. I thought about that instead of the Wondrous Gloves, because that would synergize incredibly well with my multi-attack, right? My what's it called? My Flourish. Slashing Flourish. Attack up to 2 enemies at once. And, like, expend Bardic Inspo. That would work pretty well with it, because I would get to double apply it, and it's a 100% chance to apply it. It seems like. But I don't think it's as powerful as the Wondrous Gloves. You know, 1 extra Bardic Inspo, especially now that we have, like, we're dealing damage with those. And 1 AC, I don't know about that. You know, I don't know. I feel like that's a tough one to beat. I gave Jaheira my old hat. We basically just swapped hats, right? I'll make way more use of the Arcane Acuity one. Gale is also rocking Arcane Acuity. It just seems ridiculously good, right? It seems like, basically, it seems overpowered, right? Arcane Acuity, it seems overpowered. Let's see, what else have we got? Did I swap out anything else? Oh yeah, Gale's old shoes were like, whenever you inflict burning, you get Arcane Acuity or Synergy. The only issue with that is, like, he ain't inflicting burning. He's dealing fire damage, but he is not often actually burning enemies. You know, so, I don't know, seemed a little unideal. Let's see here. Also, in camp, swapped around a few things for Shadowheart. Remember we were talking about, like, having her be, like, this sort of glutton for punishment type of character, wherein she could put warding bond on everybody and just heal herself and heal the party a whole crap load. Sort of just taking major advantage of that, right? I gave her the Whispering Promise. Very much looking forward to getting her back in the party, I think, because I don't know, I think that build will work out really well. Also gave her Blood of Lathander. Feel like that's a good one. Synergizes well with it and helps mitigate any potential, like, disaster wherein she just takes too much warding bond damage and it, like, wipes her out, you know? Helps to avoid that really happening. The only issue is not really a good solution for the boots. For Astarion, part of me was debating getting Astarian's Infernal Rapier on my character, but I'm not sure. We'll see how Phalar Alluve functions, right? We'll see how that pans out. I do really like it. The only issue is that it uses a full-ass action, you know? That's tough, I feel. That's a tough thing to contend with. Regardless, Astarion otherwise mostly the same, I think. Oh yeah, gave him the Stalker gloves. Forgot who we gave Astarion's old gloves to. Oh yeah, it was Jaheira, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. And Will, I just equipped some more of his crit stuff again, because we kind of swapped out a few things here and there. Right? I even thought about... Yeah, I thought about yoinking some of Will's equipment for myself. Right? Like, in particular, the Potent Robe. And I thought about that. Your cantrips deal additional damage equal to your charisma modifier. I mean, true enough, we won't be able to get as much benefit out of it as Will can. But we are going to get a pretty decent amount, right? I don't know. It's something to think about. Though, like I said, it's best served on Will. Like, Will is kind of built for that. We probably should consider, like, respecking or retuning Will to get mage armor. Well, no, because he can't use mage armor on account of his fucking hat. Yeah, the hat's a big issue there. Okay, and Lae'zel just kind of rocking her usual. I think I changed around her shoes. Right. Oh yeah, I considered as well the Brain Dance gloves. When you deal psychic damage, also inflict mental fatigue. But I don't think it's... Once again, these Bard Wondrous gloves are just too powerful. Especially now. And for Halsin, I don't know, a lot of Halsin's equipment doesn't really matter. Because he will be shape-shifting if I ever have him in the party. You know? Yeah. Okay. I think that's mostly the end-all be-all. And I took less utility, what do you call them, spells in my repertoire compared to usual, on account of us having now a bunch of casters, like Jaheira, Gale, and Astarion can all kind of fulfill that role and bring, like, utility ritual spells to the party, and even Shadowheart to a lesser degree, I think. So we can kind of get around it that way, you know? And, like, I've really been enjoying having Gale in the party with his heat situation, right? It's very fun, and it I feel really fits the character.
What path lies before me?
Anyway, let's get out of here. We have waffled on plenty about the build changes. Okay. Legitimately, like, spent several hours just kind of, like, fine-tuning it and looking at it and all of that, right? Okay. Let's see. So let's check these back doors. Good. What was this one again? This plaque?
Infirmary. Justice endures, even in suffering.
Anybody back here? Oh, Father Lorgan. The body remains. Sister Rose the Penitent.
What ails you? Marsh fever? Feather lung? Be quick, I've not got all day.
I'm looking into Lorgan's death. I need to ask you some questions. Do I look diseased to you? I'm undergoing delayed illithid ceremorphosis. How wildly you... Okay, yeah, why wouldn't you be able to if you... Yeah. Do I look diseased to you?
Reckon so. There's something off about you anyway. Might be brain rot.
Might be brain
now,
rot.
if you'll excuse me, I've got a dead high priest to see to.
Indeed, I'm investigating his death and have some questions. Who's the priest? Leave. Let's do the reactivity to talking to the others first. I'm investigating his death and have some questions.
What do you want to know?
Who do you think killed Father Lorgan? How badly wounded was he? You don't seem that sad about his death. Who do you think did it?
I reckon Investigator Valeria is right. One of the refugees killed him. Cruelly, too. They cut off his hand, sawed right through the bone. I found a paralytic poison on one of his wounds. Lorgan was alive while they took the hand. He just couldn't scream. It's sick.
Well, they took the hand.
We give them everything, and all we get is nothing but a good man to bury.
They took his hand. Yeah. What? So why would you assume that this other dude did it? I mean, maybe he was in cahoots with a hand thief? Maybe. Okay. Gosh, you didn't even wrap up the hand? Is it just raw? Oh, no, yeah, it's got some kind of, like, string or whatever around it. Okay. I'll check it out. His silhouette betrays the missing hand. Look at that. You can see the hand there. Wow. Okay. Sister Rose, again?
Please, leave me be. I've got an awful lot to get done.
Okay. Can I look in his body? Lorgan's chest key. Small iron key. Sending it to Karlach. Okay. Are you gonna mind if I speak with Dead here? Let's see, I got my handy dandy amulet. Can I actually equip that there? Yeah, I can. Okay.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who are you? Who killed you? What were you doing when you died? How did you die? Where were you attacked? Leave. Well, who killed you?
Dwarf, dressed in red.
Right. Dressed in red. Why did he kill you? What were you doing when you died? How did you die? Where were you attacked? Why did he kill you?
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
What were you doing when you died?
Hiding Brilgor from fists.
Why did they want Brilgor? Why were you hiding Brilgor?
Must protect innocence. Ilmater's will.
Well, I mean, like, why did he need protection? Okay. Where were you attacked? Maybe we can find out if there were witnesses around?
Tunnels from the cellar. Refuge.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Okay. Sure. If I unequip the amulet, do I keep recast Speak with Dead? Let's see here. I do. Okay. Well, that's handy. Can I talk to you again, Sister Rose?
Please, leave me.
Nope. Okay. Fair enough. Anything over here? It's stealing. Okay. Row of books. Also stealing. Portrait of Snowy Brownbeard. I think we'd seen this before. Bundled in his heavy satins and frumpy hat, this noble fixes the observer with anxious eyes over a mustache beard combination of auburn, lightning to snow. An end to suffering. A book of prayers for the dead and terminally suffering. A selection of rites for the dead and dying adorn this manuscript. Let the light of perpetual toleration guide your servant's wretched form to peace. In bloodied mercy, hear my prayer. Our most ardent petitions bring this soul afore your tear-scorched eyes, Lord. Blink, and let it pass into reverie. The poison drained, the sickness quelled. As I deliver this body from that which ailed it, I render its soul unto your care. Ellipses. Okay. Encyclopedia Apotheca by Sander Talliar. A treatise on uncommon potions and poisons, how to treat them or recognize them in a pinch. You know, we saw one of, was it Thisbald Thorm working on, like, alchemy poisons? Do you think that was in service of whoever's using it here? Or just a coincidence? Let's read this. One particular page's corner in this curative tome is more dog-eared than the rest. Arcane paralysis, common sources, suckling on fizz tree blossom, deep monastic meditation, curious meanlocks, miscellaneous potions, Carbazan's gift, chul extract, etc. Incurious meanlocks. Curative solutions, healing abjurations, lesser restoration, etc. Restorative elixirs, general antidotes, remedial potions, etc. Okay. Sure. Alright, let's circle around to the other door before we go out. Oh, whoop. Circled around through the back. It's not my intent, but sure. Brother Donick.
I should speak up.
Didn't I speak with you, or no?
I've said all I have to say already. Now I just want to pack up my kitchen and leave.
I'm investigating Lorgan's murder. What do you know? You already talked to the investigator? Why are you packing up your kitchen? You probably clean up the massive blood trail before you go. Leave. Why are you packing up your kitchen?
Soup kitchen's no good if we've no one to feed soup to. Besides, Father Lorgan's gone. Murdered. And now they're blaming a refugee for it.
So you don't think Brilgor killed him? Can you think of anyone who'd want to kill Lorgan? I heard about some secret tunnels where the attack took place. Know anything about that? Let's ask about the tunnels. Secret tunnel in the mountains.
He was attacked in the cellar. He had a private altar down there. Used to lack the solitude.
A private altar?
The man ate like a horse. A soup-hungry horse. Usually took enough to feed a small clergy down there.
What? Was he feeding other people, maybe? And he was just pretending it was for him?
Look, I need to finish up here. Lots of soup to clean up. Blood, too.
Maybe he really was a soup-hungry horse, though. We should have asked him that when we spoke with Dead to him. Father Lorgan, were you a soup-hungry horse? There are secret tunnels in the cellar. How do I open them?
Not a clue. Rivington's riddled with old smugglers' tunnels and the like.
It is?
I wouldn't go poking around in them if I were you.
Well, I'm definitely doing that. Okay, got fish, pig's head, cleaver, headless fish. Okay. Anything else over here? Everything soup. Is this like the soup version of the bagel? Also called welcome soup. This broth is named for the halfling tradition of frantically raiding the pantry or garden upon the unexpected arrival of a guest. Come on. How is this only 5 camp supplies and yet the cabbages? I'm never gonna let that fucking cabbage go. 7 supply cabbages. You gotta be shitting me. Well, here's the hatch. Okay. Well, let's look out here first before we go down the hatch. Anything out here? Considered theft. There's a little rest area. Oh, there's a pouch. Huh. Where does it lead to down there? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Holy shit. God, there's a whole place. Oh my god, look, there's like a ship and everything. Okay. Fuck me. Alright, well, let's have a look, I suppose. There wasn't anything else out here, right?
That might be worth a look.
Oh, survival success. Yeah, I think we've investigated all that. Stealing to look in it.
Attention.
Alright, Karlak.
On it.
Have a dig. What have we got? Golly, look at that. Looks gorgeous. Scroll of Dominate Person. Okay, make a humanoid fight alongside you. And a sapphire. It is said kissing a sapphire will help you keep any secret, no matter how grave the sin. Okay, and I'll send that to Gale, I suppose. Good.
What to do? On my way.
Campfire I can interact with. Alright. Just lighting it. We should definitely check that mysterious pouch, though. Some balsam.
Maybe I need more pockets.
Can I safely navigate to that? Okay. What have we got in here?
I won't say it again. But we won't clear from Arm. There's nowhere else to go. Please.
Let's take that silver goblet and money. Anything else here? Nope. Let's head on back up. Great. Okay. Over this way. Good. And let's go out this door. Okay. Little place around a fire pit.
Let's have a look.
Burlap sack. Add to wares there. Got a vase. Some water. Look at that. Wu-Tang is for the children, man. Anything else? Let's send that to Karlak. Bunch of water. Sure. Okay. Road dust, gray clothes. I guess I'll add it to wares. Why not? Oh, there's plaques out here too. And what's this little area?
Belfry. Bell ringers only past this point.
We'll see about that. Oh yeah, we should be able to investigate the bird situation too. Burlap sack here. 4 red apples. Let's head on up. Okay. May as well send those to camp. Jeez, you really gotta climb up multiple ladders here. I don't know why I thought it would just be one really long one. I guess Metal Gear has had an effect on me. Okay. Blemish or burnished necklace. Examine. The deep emerald stones on this chain sparkle like Eldath's eyes. Who the hell is Eldath? Okay.
Hey, good looking.
Karlak, can you take that?
Ooh.
Nothing really happened. Whoa, look. What's that? Monstrosity, Tressum. It's like a chicken cat. What the hell? Tressum. Slinking through door cracks, preening with one eye on the nearest milk saucer, flitting with a snap of their wings around the chimney of a wizard's tower. Tressum are like all small felines, in that they ride the line between cuteness and total nuisance. Okay. And it is considered a monstrosity, though. It's wearing a collar, however. So somebody kept it. Okay. Add that to wares.
Let's get going.
Let's see. So who among us can
Work
do
my magic.
Featherfall? Let's see.
Seek and you shall find.
Surely Gale can, right? Yeah. Alright. Get rid of that and get that.
Still breathing.
Lovely.
Despite everything.
Alright, let's do a quick save. I do have Speak with Animals active. Yep. And let's jump.
That collar looks familiar. Does this cat belong to Gale?
Oh, this is Gale's cat. Tressum. Okay. Hello.
Mr. Dakarios, heavens! Fancy seeing you here.
Tara! That can't be you, can it?
I suppose you won't be terribly shocked to find your old friend Tara amongst the pigeons. They've always been a personal favourite.
My, is that a ring? For us? Ugh, you shouldn't have. Enjoy yourself now, Tara. Looks like you've got yourself set up quite nicely here.
Hold up, Gale, we can't... Tara is eating courier pigeons, too. What's your Tressum doing here, Gale? Gale, she's been eating those missing courier pigeons. Tell her to stop. Leave. Gale, she needs to stop eating the courier pigeons.
Oh, right. Did you hear that, Tara? Stop it?
Well, these must be important birds indeed, Mr. Dakarios. Forgive me for feasting on their bodies and bones so very voraciously.
Oh, she's agreed. Just about.
Huh. Whoa. Oh my god, where's she going to? She going to Baldur's Gate. Golly. Okay. Well, that went well. I wonder what would have happened if I didn't have Gale with me. Okay.
I have a lot on my mind.
Got very lucky with that.
What's on your mind?
Okay, I thought you would talk about that. Sure. Bundle of letters. A letter marked as your eyes only, but lacking a name. Outlander, cat's got your tongue.
With haste.
Okay. Yep. Sure. What a nightmare for the birds, huh? When the cat can fly. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to quick save. Maybe there's a sleight of hand check for me to open it without them noticing, right? I can't help but think back to my time in Morrowind and having sort of the ability to carefully break seals on sealed letters and scrolls and whatnot. Open? Oh, no, I don't think so. Okay, well, before I even hover over these, do I want to commit to reading them in knowing that it's one way or the other? Or what? Yeah, my character would definitely pry. What am I saying? My character would 100% pry. Maybe we could cover our ass by lying to the pigeon. Right? Maybe. Postmaster shipment inquiry. Or lying to the postmaster, I guess. For the special and direct attention of Roa Moonglow only. Look, Roa, you City Zent have always been consummate professionals to me, so I don't understand why the Wokin's rest cell is so useless. I was supposed to receive several items from them a few days ago, but have heard absolutely nothing. Could you put out some feelers? Xeris doesn't answer my correspondence anymore. Danzo. Oh. So that's, remember the shipment that we intervened in and then we got caught. Right? This is who wanted it, Danzo. Letter about taxes. A concerned citizen tries to clarify his economic situation so that they are taxed accordingly. It's a nightmare of epic proportion that would make an accountant cry. Anonymous letter. A lengthy letter from a Baldurian patriarch to an unknown correspondent. It describes, in no uncertain terms, how both parties could profit from a war. All right. Sure, yeah. Yeah, a little on the nose with the critique here, but I like it nonetheless. Look, I love Fallout. Right? Good lord. On the nose, that's fine by me, too. Subtlety, it's for cowards. That's what they say. Anything else around here? Huh. Oh, safe way up and down. We didn't need to get the featherfall rolling. Anything else we can access while up here? I don't think so. Unless there's something on this building, but similarly, I don't think so. Okay. Well, we may as well just jump down. Right, Gale's still got the featherfall equipped.
Which way to the nearest library?
No time to rest.
Okay, there we go. Oh. Great.
Have to keep going.
All right. Or are they all going around the long way? Oh, God. I don't know that they are. I think they're all just stuck up there. Yeah.
Always nice to be wanted.
Okay. Let's see, is that everyone? Yeah. Alright.
Still alive. So that's progress.
Good. Now, let's see, was there anything else out here? Iron Gate. To the circus. Okay.
At the ready.
Maybe we saw the murderer. Maybe it was that mysterious figure who whooshed away. Okay, let's head back here. Anything else we can look at? There's all these beds here in the lower section. Okay. Wooden chest. Got a door here that I shouldn't use. Oh, to the cemetery. Okay. Do I want to break into this stuff? No. I think although my character isn't, like, of the faith, my character would still appreciate, like, what they do at the temple. Okay. Divine Rapture of Ilmater or Ilmater. The faded text and battered parchment of this Ishanan manuscript date back to 4th century Dale Reckoning. And lo, he walked among us. But for a brief and brilliant moment, the crying god wept upon our earth with the tears of a most fortunate faithful. He took the cur of Gehenna, the most defiled creature of murder, and held it in his immutable embrace. In his most perfect knowing, he walked with it into the sea of fallen stars. The cur clawed and screamed and ripped and tore, but he brooked no quarter. And when the sea ran red with the blood of the divine, the wailing and gnashing ceased. The creature was dead. No trace of his commanded faithful remained, save for a humble iron helm, which washed ashore with nary a scratch or sea rust about it. Oh. A religious text detailing the trials of the broken god. Okay. Let's see. Prayers of Repent.
To put my hands on everything.
A book full of furtive prayers for forgiveness to the crying god. It smells musty, as if kept underground for a long time. Lord Ilmater, I beseech you, look upon me and behold my sin. Let it stand before your infinite patience and balk in its presence. For while I am weak, you stand mighty. Let me be absolved before your weeping majesty, that I may cleanly bear the burden of others in your name. My knees may stagger, my bones may break, my will may fracture, but my faith stands strong on your shoulders, Lord, if you will let it. Let's see. Register of Temple Dead Speakers. A retelling of the initiation process in temples of Ilmater. Alright. A death will often cause, or in turn be caused by, an imbalance of suffering. On such occasions, a priest must commune with the spirit to see if they can address their imbalance. Please list your trained temple dead speakers below. Dead speakers of the Open Hand Temple. Lashbearer Katrine, Left Temple. Sister Clarwin, deceased. Father Lorgan, deceased. And this is like their way of acknowledging, like, yeah, we don't have anyone who can speak with the dead. Thus, the murder is kind of like we're at a standstill with the investigation, or being led astray. At the bottom of the page, there is a handwritten annotation. Apply for dead speaker training at earliest opportunity. Can't have none at next temple inspection. Why? Who is why, I wonder? Yanis? Probably.
Looking ahead.
Okay. Easy Furniture DIY. A book on how to make tables, chairs, and chests. A practical guide to furniture building. The False-Bottomed Chest. Now, this false bottom ain't an illusory glamour, but a surefire way of stopping your most precious belongings becoming someone else's. Prying kids, snooping house guests, or even overzealous city watchmen will all be stumped by this simple trick. 1. Construct chest. See Buildin' Bits Volume 2 for more instructions. 2. Cut some wood to the dimensions of your chest's internal base. Make sure to match the grain and hue. 3. Nail in some wine corks to the original base. 4. Punch a wee hole in the new bottom. 5. Drop the new bottom into the chest. If you need to move the false bottom, use a long bent nail to lift it out, and peruse the goodies as you please.
Never a dull moment.
Okay. The Well-Tended Garden. A book on how to cultivate plants useful for dietary and medicinal purposes. A non-denominational guide to gardening for faithful folk. Whomever you pop your prayers toward, everyone needs healing, and you can't afford a blessing or miracle for every scraped knee. That's where the most holy art of planting shrubs comes in. What to grow? Healing. Rogue's morsel, best grown in the dark and dusk. You can even plant these in cellars. Amazing. Balsam, a spindly flower that takes well to tall and chilly climes. Yellow musk creeper. Now these ones are a tad difficult. They do feed on human corpses, which doesn't fit in with an awful lot of phase. But think about it. Really cuts down on graveyard space. What to grow? Poisons. Mugwort. This stuff cures any poison when refined right, but it does smell awful powerful. Stink out a whole temple, this will. And that's that.
Can't give up now.
Alright. Oh. Meditations Volume 1, Father Lorgan. Examine. Father Lorgan's memoirs, focused on the troubled city of Baldur's Gate. This record, penned by Rector Yanis, consolidates various sermons of Father Lorgan, High Priest of the Open Hand Temple. Do not, brethren, mistake the wonders of gathered society for the decrees of those atop it. It is the duty of a faithful tormented. It is your duty to know when these decrees beget unjust suffering. Whoa. Huh. Do not mistake the wonders of gathered society for the decrees of those atop it. Huh. To know when these decrees beget unjust suffering. It is not an easy duty. It is a duty that will scar your hands from carrying it, as it well should. We must at all times recall a central fact. To suffer is not holy. To suffer is a consequence of holy duty made practice. Ilmater does not enjoy his pain, my friends. He endures it because it is just. Our own pain is an acceptable price to pay, but it is not a good in itself. Oh man, this is really well written. Right? This is really well considered, and like the distinction here is very, very important, especially compared to we've met a character who seems to relish in the infliction of pain. Some may ask of you, if you are loved by your God, why does he allow you to suffer? Why does he allow anyone to suffer? The question is strong rhetoric, but it has an answer. One cannot be healed without first being hurt. One cannot truly know joy without knowing its absence. But to live a life full of absence, full of suffering, would be to know only one thing. We enact balance in the name of the Lord on the rack, for it is right and it is just. Wow, very well. My God. Holy shit. Talk about strong rhetoric. Okay. Well said, Father Lorgan. Sister Clarwin. A simple plain tome detailing daily routines and meditations of a monastic novice. This book details the path in faith of one Shira Clarwin. Moving from the light is how he always phrased it, which I thought was a bit much. A ray of morning light dims this day, he would insist. I just can't really see it the same way. I can comfort, I can listen, I can heal. Of course, my talents are best suited in worship of Ilmater. I've no ill will towards the Morning Lord. Indeed, I think a shaft of his light will always shine in my heart. I worry, too. There's something that glimmers in Pa's eyes when he talks about the light, and it's not something I like. I alight to Baldur's Gate next 10 day, in the Open Hand Temple. Maybe they'll know what ails him. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
I've got a long road ahead.
I wonder if we could measure that. Right. Could we have read notation left by this pot? Well, no, because Sister Clarwin is alive now. Right? Or at least recently. The most holy sermons of Lashbearer Katrine. And everyone back at the Temple of Lathander that we went to at the creche. That was like a gajillion years ago. You know, they were long dead and replaced. All right. The Most Holy Sermons of Lashbearer Katrine, a memoir by Father Lorgan's predecessor. The collected sermons of Lashbearer Katrine, commissioned on her ascension from Openhand Temple High Priest to the House of the Broken God's revered mistress. Oh. Okay. Is this person not deceased then? Or maybe they are. O piteous tormented, we live in wretched times. So eager is our populace to beg succor from the city's teat, and so readily is such succor available, that our broken God is seldom lamented to. The weeping of the fetid masses should fall righteously onto the blood-burned ears of Ilmater, not into the hands of useless bureaucrats. A query often wet on the tongue of Ilmater's loyal wretches is thus: who does he bid us aid? How must we aid them? The answer is simple. We must give these sordid souls the tools to aid themselves, a working knowledge of the Ilmatari creeds. Unless these unfortunates know to channel their suffering towards the crying God, how is he supposed to intercede for them? Think upon these words, my children. A very interesting take.
Have a lot on my mind.
Okay.
And, well, in it.
Without knowing enough about that character, I think you could take it either way. Like, it could become... right. You go far enough down that road and it becomes a bit of a problem, no? Okay. Big old bonfire. More stuff here. Carafe of water. Alright. Nothing else down there. So, let's head on over to this. Ornate wooden hatch. Holy hell, it's dark. Okay. Not so dark over there. Pile of sacks. Adding to wares. Good. Look at the trail of blood here. A broom. Okay. Overturned bottles. And a burlap sack. Is there going to be a secret lever or something in here? Can send those to camp. Wooden crate. Got a tomato. Shelf on the shelf. Can't reach that one. Here, maybe Karlak can? No.
No one's stopped me yet.
Okay, over there. Tomato, horseradish, and glowcap shroom. Sending it to camp. Oh shit, I picked up an entire pile of towels. Okay, heading that to wares. More barrels over here. Seems like nothing really. Some water. More horseradish. More water. Wicker basket with an old nanner. Okay, more water. Burlap sack, wicker basket. Yeah, nothing much of interest in here. Got some wine. Add that old clothing to wares. Sure. Let's do a quick save and continue through this. It's supposed to be tunnels, right? Man. Father Lorgren was full of blood. Okay.
Shy?
Sheet music and a lute.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Wonder if I can make sense of this.
Seems simple enough.
An elegiac fugue in the key of D minor entitled Ode to the Oppressed. I don't even know if that's how you say that word. Elegiac, maybe? Examine it. Plain unadorned note. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, they were making music down here.
The easy path.
Plea of rest. Okay. Let's give it a read. A hastily scrawled and slightly damp plea of rest, requesting to be freed of Ilmater's service for the duration of a 10-day, as the writer mourns Father Lorgan. Oh. The hidden temple. Let's see. On the Weary, Volume 1, Father Lorgan. A collection of Father Lorgan's writings on despondency. Perhaps the hardest suffering to ail is that which dulls, but does not pang. Weariness sits deep within one's soul, but it casts its miring net across the surface, dampening all errant thoughts and feelings in its wake. Malaise of this sort can rot the heart if left to fester, but must be extricated carefully. Above all else, the weary soul knows itself better than you can. Do not condescend, do not assume, do not impose. Simply avail yourself as a tool to the weary. Let them know you can be used however they might need. Dude, Father Lorgan is the real fucking deal. Father Lorgan is like a man walking amongst mere mortals when it comes to this shit.
Wish I had a bag of holding.
Gotta take some of his booze. Rites for the Passing. A book of Ilmatari death rites. This page on the turning is particularly dog-eared. There will come many a time, O worshipful tormented, that you will have to comfort a faithless unfortunate as they pass from this life to the next, or perhaps even more distastefully, you may be faced with the dying acolyte of a wretched god, keen to shirk the blasted afterlife awaiting them. The Lord on the rack grants us a great many powers, but altering the moral velocity of a soul is one we cannot shift on the deathbed. If one has lived a life of sin, their soul is bound for a sinful place, no matter their final protestations. However, it would do much more harm than good to tell them this. Ilmater does not forbid the speaking of untruth, no matter how polite society deems the act, if it would spare the dying wretch some suffering as they pass. Tell them that the weeping God awaits them with his balming embrace. Make them believe. Whatever torment their soul bears in the realms beyond, it remembers not their body. So spare them at least this final passing moment from hardship. Man, that is so wild. I love the way in which it also delves into like acknowledging the polytheism of the world, right? Wherein there are just multiple gods that exist in this universe, and you can see their works, and immediately there's so much little faith required in the Forgotten Realms relative to other fiction, relative to reality, right? You can just will stuff into being. You can manifest miracles as clear as you can see, right? It's truly wild. I love the way in which it sort of acknowledges that. I don't know. Very, very coolly done, I think. Huh. I love the way in which it, this kindness could also be seen as and they even own up to it, socially impolite, to lie in that moment. I very much like that. Yeah, this shit rocks, actually. I'll go so far as to say all the shit that we've seen here, especially involving Father Lorgan, this shit fucking owns big time. Holy shit. I love it. All right. Let's see here. Similar to something I mentioned earlier about another game, if a lot of this stuff here at the Open Hand Temple or with Ilmater and all of that strikes your fancy, may I suggest to you looking into the incredible little game Pentiment. I mentioned it last time. Definitely look into Pentiment. Try it yourself, or hey, perhaps on this very channel we just so happen to have a playthrough of it. Fantastic a game involving a lot of like real life religion and a very nuanced view and outlook on faith and the faithful, right? And the faithless, I guess. But very, very nuanced and very like, I don't know, charitable and very human, very humanist look on it. Very good, I would say. Anyway, we'd best call it here for now before we travel down any more of these tunnels and uncover who knows what. Until next time, please take care of each other.